What's going on, folks? Ted from Immersion here, and we got a kind of surprise update in some new D&D products. So there's some D&D news for today, and that is a new Dungeon Master screen, this time the Dungeon Kit. So it was here posted on Twitter. There is a link here over to the Wizards of the Coast website, and you'll be able to pick this up on Amazon or a friendly local game store. Now, if you don't know, you can go and check back. I did a review of the Dungeon Master's kind of Wilderness Kit, or the Outside Adventurers Kit, and I thought it was really well done. It included a lot of stuff and rules that we didn't easily have in 5e or weren't in an easy to determine place, and looks like now we're going to be getting something similar. So it does appear, just like we got with that adventure, it doesn't appear to be tied to any adventure or any module or anything coming out, because the Wilderness Kit wasn't tied to any adventure that we received. You could kind of maybe argue Icewind Dale, but not really. Now this one, I can't really get a close-up of the art here by looking at it, but I see like an underground dragon and some mushrooms and some gold and stuff. So let's see what it says. The Dungeon Master screen features a painting of a fantastic vista that plunges into the deep reaches of the mountain. Useful rules references cover the screen's interior with an emphasis on dungeon delving. DM screen specifically designed for dungeon delving with tables for encountering monsters and exploring ruins and dungeons. Features 36 punch-out dungeon geomorph cards with pathway connection points, perfect for planning a dungeon during game preparation or for coming up with a map in the middle of play. Customizable double-sided dry erase sheets offer unlimited versatility for tactical gameplay, numbered grid for sketching maps on one side, and summary of the main the main actions a character can take in combat on the other. 18 illustrated punch-out condition cards, including mold and slime cards for dungeon encounters, 9 punch-out numbered card and illustrated initiative cards to easily track turn order, players, monsters, and so on. So let's go check Amazon, because sometimes we can get closer images if we go to Amazon. So it's going to retail for $25, so that's actually not that bad, all things considered. We can't really blow these up anymore, unfortunately. But you can see here, we have the different condition cards. This is nothing new. We've seen condition cards in the past, but these different molds and slime cards are new, right? Brown mold, green slime, yellow mold, those are different. Here is sort of the grid map and the actions in combat. I think we had something similar to this in the Wilderness Kit. We can just go ahead and open that and take a look at it. Here's, again, the kit here. We see it looks like, again, these are the dungeon geomorphs. So these are basically like quick hit map cards that you can, pop out and rearrange in any order. Now, it's not going to tell you what's in it, but it'll give you a quick hit. If you need to make a map or something on the fly, you'll have information there. And then here are the initiative cards. So if we were to take a look at the Wilderness Kit, we'll see it's relatively similar. This had rather than a square dungeon grid like this one had a hex dungeon grid, as you can see here. But we also had, we had a rule for sets of rules for kind of outdoor exploration. Here's the dry erase hexagonal map. There was the journey tracker, that's what it was. Reference sheets, condition initiative cards, card storage box. It appears to be relatively the same, just again, rather than being scaled for an adventure or, the wilderness, it is designed for dungeons. I think this is a really good idea. Again, I think this would have been great 5 years ago, sure, but, here we are. So better late than never, I would say. I like this concept. I don't know how many more of these they can make. We have a wilderness one and a dungeon one. I think that kind of taps the market, right? If you have it was officially called the Wilderness Kit, and this is the Dungeon Kit. Could you make a city kit? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Are there other ones that you would want to see? I guess you could make an underwater kit. Problem is, wilderness is pretty broad spectrum. You might have been able to make even more specific ones, like a tundra kit, a jungle kit, a desert kit, rather than just the wilderness. Unless you're considering the wilderness to be forests alone, then you could have like a forest kit and then have ones specifically tied to the different climates you could encounter, right? Again, cold weather, desert, the jungle, underwater. And again, we have a dungeon and wilderness. I guess you could make like a city one, and that might have cool social interaction rules or something. That could be interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, what you think about this. I'm going to buy it, and I'll review it, as I do with all of these products. So it's set to come out August 17th. I have a theory that'll be relatively close to the adventure that we'll get. Now, some of you may be saying that sounds pretty soon, but if we recall last year, whenever we had, I guess it must have been Icewind Dale launched, we also got this adventure kit around the same time. And the only reason I say that is because I believe that these all kind of came out right around the same time. You got the adventure, and then you also got the sort of wilderness kit, right? The DM screen right at the same time. So perhaps that could be, maybe it is tied to it. Maybe, right? Maybe it is some sort of dungeon delving adventure. I feel like I'm good on dungeons personally. I don't need a dungeon adventure. I don't need. We had Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We had, that was a big multi-level dungeon. We had sort of Tales from the Yawning Portal had a bunch of dungeons. We had Tomb of Annihilation, which had the whole Tomb of Horrors and dungeon series. I'm good. I don't need any more dungeons. That's just me personally. So a kit that helps you go through them, that's fine. I'm on board, but I would not love another adventure that takes us through a dungeon. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below again, and I will see you all next time.